Why, hello there everyone, it's GleeCon and I am back again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Buckle up and strap in. On the last episode we began a kind of side quest thing and it took us a lot longer. Mostly because of me and my frustrating playstyle. We did a quest line called Amber, Golden Amber, Amber something, I don't know, but stay a while and listen to this. We both continue that and get ready to start the next complete zone, which is going to be the Alterac Mountains. Another one we're going to be playing in a very odd way so that we can, for the first time ever on camera, document the fact that I have hopefully solved the mystery of a very, very frustrating quest line. Okay, so we died a bunch of times. Let's go over here to the Bower. So there's two reasons why that episode took us 2.5 hours to complete one quest. So look at this. We did get a gun that dropped. That gave you, look at that, 14 ranged attack power. Maybe I'm gonna save that bad boy for the old auction house. Now this leather working, no, I don't care. You don't need that either. That's some trick-or-treat candy we got. I don't need wild vine either on this character. But that gun, I have a feeling I can get more than 1 gold for it with that plus 14 ranged attack power buff. Alright, so the first quest in the series sent us over to... We flew wherever we were at, and we made our way down to Booty Bay. So I think we were actually up in Alterac getting ready to go. Arathi. Yeah, Alterac. We're in Hillsbrad getting ready to go to Alterac. And so we spent some time, we flew down to Booty Bay, and then right above Booty Bay, right in this vicinity, there is a troll or a Naga encampment, and they're protecting a little waterfall. So we fought our way into that, and when we got there, I had forgot the end of doing Scarlet Monastery. We got this cool quest from the quest line called Bonebiter. It is a cool axe. Axes aren't typically a human paladin's forte because they get a passive increase to swords and hammers. So picking an axe will give you a slight reduction in hit chance, and it won't be where we go endgame. But it was a nice upgrade over the hammer we had been rocking for some time. So it's worth it. But unfortunately, we were so low on our two-handed axe skill that I spent approximately 45 minutes improving it, fighting a handful of Naga. Now that wasn't frustrating, it was just time-consuming. Let's pause while we get the next step here. Sweet Amber is what it's called.
Here there. Be good.
Encore? Well, sure. He's going to read us the poem again. Amber is the hue of my life's longest love, like the last embers of dusk in the sky above. Retrieve from me so that my love shall be born. 1 sack of each barley, rye, and corn. And we did.
Hiccup! Ho-ho!
And now let's get step 3.
I'll mix and mix till we have a mash, for this will be our own private stash. Our still must be fashioned of metal strong. Bring me some true silver so I can finish this song.
Okay, we will talk about that in a moment too. But we have it on us. We can immediately bop out step 3 right now.
Be good. Watch your back.
And encore for you. Sure, friend. I'll mix and mix till we have a mash. So that's what we're going to be using with the grain. For this will be our own private stash. A still must be fashioned of metal strong. Bring me some true silver so I can finish this song.
Hiccup! Ho-ho! Not yet
We're getting
filtered,
gold each
but
time.
freshly distilled like unseeded land waiting there tilled. Next, I will fashion our pile of charcoal. Deliver a sycamore branch, that is your next goal.
Alright, so that sycamore branch comes from, I believe, yes, over here. We're going to need to go down deep into Feralus. Now we do have that Feralus flight path right on the border. Right there. But we're going to need to get to Ratchet first. So how do we get to Ratchet? Well, we're going to need to go back and then fly down to Booty Bay. So we have a little bit of a journey ahead of us. So let's continue the recap, and then we'll talk about that poem. And talk about the quest thus far, and then maybe start looking at what we're going to do after that. So the next step in the journey. So then we go back, we fight our way through. You get the first step, which is a waterfall. So in order to make our beer, this delicious sweet amber beer that we're going to be making. We first had to get the finest, most purest water. So we got this blessed holy water from this waterfall, and that's the water that we will be using. It's like nature's filtration system. I'm sure it's going to be just delicious, banging. So we come back and turn that in, and he gives us step 2, which is what we just read, that poem, where we're going to get the rye, the corn, and the barley. Now, weirdly, this is the one that does not track for me, because out of all the things, we didn't go get this best version of rye, corn, and barley that money can find, or that
there quickly, then look no further.
That experience could take us to. Oh no! We went and got one of those. I don't remember which of the 3 it was: the rye, the corn, or the barley. One of them we went. Well, the first one we did is we actually went over to the other continent. Down over here, somewhere in this area, was the wastewater bandits have some tents. So we flew to Booty Bay, just like we're doing. We took the boat over the Ratchet, just like we're doing. And then we flew from Ratchet down to Gadget Stand because of our time in Thousand Needles. We have that. So now we're getting into the ballpark of probably an hour into the episode. We make our way down, and there are the bandits are on par with the power of the Naga that we were fighting. So around level 44, maybe up to 43 or 45 here and there. And they were rogues, melee, nothing really that we couldn't handle. They weren't clustered too difficultly together. I think we had to kill 2, maybe 3 tops in order to get to the satchel. But then that begs the question, okay, why do I want a sack of, let's say that was the barley. I don't remember. But why do I want a sack of barley or corn or rye that's sitting in a sandy sack cared for by bandits in a desert? Like, I just don't know, unless that desert heat is somehow doing some good by extra drying it out. Like, I'm not sure what the appeal was. And also, without Questy, holy cow, you would never, ever finish this quest at this level, because you would need human Questy. You'd need people to be telling you. You need to look it up on Wildpedia. But imagine if those resources didn't exist, or if you're the first person ever doing this quest, like you would need to be, back in the day, like a crazy man or crazy woman with a notebook, keeping track of all that stuff. So the second thing, the other 2 are on the Eastern Kingdoms. The next one we went to was, we then hearthed back to Stormwind and flew from Stormwind over to the Swamp of Sorrows. And up here in the Fallow Sanctuary, the same place where we killed Ongeku, in fact we had to kill Ongeku again to get it, sitting on the sack, in the swamp, among the broken ones, an insane, broken Draenei type race, is whatever the next one was, the barley, corn, or rye, just sitting in the muck. So if it was drying out that helped the last one, some funky, I'm going to tell you right now, I have a hard time believing that the swamp environment is what made that next batch extra special. So weird. And then we flew from there up to the hinterlands, and we will go ahead and look at what we did in just a second. Let's go ahead and see if we can get over by where the boat should be. I don't know what our fishing is, and did we do it? We did not, so we also need to get some fishing in on this episode too. While we are here waiting, let's do some fishing. All right, let's bust this out right now. This is actually, you know what? I know why I didn't do fishing. We are going to save the fishing for when we go to Hillsbrad, and we're getting ready to start. That's why. Because we are going to have some waiting for sure. All right, so the third thing was, hey, go ahead and now go up to we need to get to the hinterlands. Well, the path to the hinterlands is actually out of Hillsbrad. Some people get confused. They try to go through Arathi, and it's not really there. So we flew up to Hillsbrad Foothills, which is where we're going to be going after this quest line's over. You walk over in this path right here. You can tell because there are a couple named griffins that are hostile to the Horde, but friendly to the Alliance. And we rode our way through into what I thought would be easy. When I did this on my mage, I had 0 problems. Just as many problems as I had against the Naga, or against the wastewater bandits, or against the Broken. I had no problems with these trolls, but it was a nightmare. I think it took us almost an hour to do this part, and this is what made the episode. It made me go over my episode length by 45 minutes, because we had 15 minutes left from what I needed to on that particular night coming into the episode, and it took about an hour to do. So we walked our way in, and we walked straight over. Now here is a wall. So there is an annoying way you can kind of make your way through and get yourself back into this area by fighting. It's right off to the side of one of these temples. It's not actually on this temple. But first time through on a horseback, you can maybe get by with fighting 1 or 2 dudes. Now, there's 3 types of mobs here. There are Broodguard spiders, which are level 44, 45 spiders, and with the spider they have the requisite poison here and there that then pop, and when they pop, 2 baby spiders come out that are like one-shot kills essentially. So annoying, but nothing we couldn't handle. And then there are 2 types of rogues. There are but they're not really rogues because they don't drop to stealth, not like the wastewater bandits who are in stealth the whole time. They're more like combat rogues, and they sit out, and then they, I can't remember exactly what they were called, but they will hit you with double daggers, and they're pretty strong. They're significantly stronger than, say, the wastewater rogues were. And then worst of all was something called a caller. So we fight our way back, and these guys are strong enough, particularly with the caller. There's 2 reasons why this was a very bad combo for a girl here. They're strong enough that you have to be very careful that you don't fight them 2 at a time. Because for the rogues, they are hitting so fast, rapidly hitting you, dagger strike, dagger strike, dagger strike. And I tried to do a smash and grab, I tried to do a bubble grab, but while bubbled, I guess you can't interact with objects, or I couldn't interact with this bag of grain, whatever it was. And there were 4 mobs around it. And those 4 mobs all had to be taken out in order to get to the bag of grain. And you had to peel them off in a very specific order, like a puzzle. Like coming in like a wood block puzzle, like pulling certain pins in certain ways, or they would chain pull together. And the rogues needed to be prioritized because of their fast DPS, and that also would slow down the amount that would be healing. The other guys were technically warlocks, but which is what I thought they were originally, but they looked kind of like priests, so I wasn't sure if they were warlock or priests. So they would slam you with very high powerful shadow bolts most of the time. And then the worst thing was they did not sit around with a pet constantly summoned. What they would do was, when you were fighting them, they would summon a Fellhound. The Fellhound would be a solid pet, hitting me with a heavy mana burn frequently. And then second, the worst part of all is, let's say you reset the fight, the Fellhound would not disappear, and they would summon another one. So every time as you fought these guys, if you had to run, which I had to frequently, they start stacking up their Fellhounds. So there was at different points, I'd try to fight one, and they would have 3 Fellhounds on them. And they would eventually disappear. The Fellhounds would despawn about 5 minutes after they were summoned. So you could outweight them. But basically, the first pull as a rogue, every time I was able to pull that. The second pull was me finding going to the caller the first time, and I went after him. I did my stun. I started fighting. I used my interrupts up, and then they summoned that Fellhound. Wasn't ready for it, and had to run and learn the lesson that you've got to use the interrupts. You've got to save your interrupts when fighting them for the Fellhounds. That was a lesson I learned very quickly. So then I come in to go fight him the second time, and I foolishly run back and not realize, and they already had the Fellhound summoned, not realizing they were going to summon another Fellhound. So that cost me. I died twice in this experience. So that led me to a death. So I ended up dying, and I followed that guy doing both. Committed the same mistake on the running path.
Talk to me.
Okay, we're going over here to Thalinar.
Right back.
Alright, so I basically, this is before I knew they were going to despawn, so then I go in there and I'm trying to fight the second. So basically, things start going poorly for me at that point in time. The respawn rate is kind of fast. So one of the other situations where I end up having to run, and one of the rogue that I had taken out ends up respawning back in. Then I go to pull the other guy, because bracketed on the, like, if you're looking at this like a compass kind of, the south point is the rogue, east and west is the shadow callers, and to the north there's a final rogue, which I didn't see that rogue at first. So then I go in another situation and I draw the shadow caller with a rogue. Well, I run, but he's summoned a Fellhound. So I come back and then I try to just go after the shadow caller. Well, that brings the rogue anyway. They're chained together if you come after the shadow caller first. So now he's summoned a third one. Now the other guys start respawning. So sometime during that process, I die a second time. The spiders outside start respawning. So then I eventually find out that you can pull if you pull the rogue from behind the tent, you can get him that way. So I start doing that, but in doing that, one time one of the shadow callers respawns, and that one gets me. That I think might have been my death. That might have been my second death. So I basically have to restart the puzzle all over again, and eventually that's what I do. So through slow work, constantly waiting to make sure I have both the Repentance and Hammer of Justice off of cooldown anytime I fight a caller, a summoner, whatever they're called. Just did a lot of work on that. So that ended up taking us an hour to basically crack that puzzle and pull it off. It was just a bad thing for, I think maybe for the mage, it wouldn't have mattered as much because you could polymorph one of them if you had to. I could counterspell from a distance if I had to. There's just little things, I guess. I could run away, and even if they had a Fellhound, I could polymorph the guy and Fellhound, get rid of the Fellhound, and then go back to fighting the person, counterspell. So I don't remember even fighting it. It wasn't traumatic for me at all. I did it on the first try. It was a real quick smash and grab. And for us, it took us an hour. And so that's where we left off. We ran up back to the Airy Peak, so we got that flight path for Airy Peak right here, and then off camera, I flew back. And then you haven't seen me for a couple days. So I had already kind of thought, oh, on Thursday, probably not. Like, either little short to no episode on Thursday. Well, it ended up being a no, because it was a long work day, followed by a football game at night, and then the football game with the officiating I was already like, records be darned. I knew the game was difficult. I did not think it was even a trap game. I thought it was going to be a hard game, and I thought at best it was going to be a 50-50 game, a close-fought game, and that's exactly what it was. It was a one-score game until the last drive, and then the officiating was bad throughout. Should have been one score in our favor, and in the very last play of the game, it was one of the most egregious non-calls I've ever seen in the history to end a game in the history of me watching of what is a very frustrating team to watch in my life. So I was in quite a foul mood, and it was already very late at that point on us, so there was no chance that even a small episode was going to happen. And then I forgot that last week, when on Friday, which I talked about on the show, where I didn't make an episode last Friday because my brother and sisters, my twin brother and sister, had their birthday, and we went to celebrate. Well, 1 week after their birthday is my mom's, and it was her 60th. So I had forgot that I had already committed to that. So then Friday rolls around, and halfway through my workday I realized, oh yeah, like crap. So I had planned to come do the episode we're watching right now, and I forgot I already had plans. So we were out, and so I missed you guys for the past couple days. It should be, we're not out of the woods. This is kind of in terms of celebrating things, this is a busy time for year. Now, sometimes my family doesn't always want to get together and do things, or they have their own plans, and we don't always go head out. It just happened to be a time when everyone wanted to every single week, because the way it works in my family is it's my sister's birthday, and then in less than a week my birthday, and then in another week my twin brother and sister's birthday, then in another week is my mom's birthday, then in another week after that is my anniversary, and then the next week after that is my son's birthday. Oh, and within all of that is my other son's birthday. And then once we get through that, in 2 weeks is my wife's birthday. So we have, I kind of went into a bad path here. I thought we'd be able to, actually we need to cut around this. All right, I gotta fight this guy, actually. I don't want to risk dying. So basically from now until Christmas, there's a lot of things, and if people want to, there's instances where I may or may not miss some days because of that. It's just a busy time. And this is why I would love for the membership count and the Patreon. You want to support me on Patreon, because I'd love to cut out other parts of my life so I can devote more hours during the course of the day to making this show and making other offshoot bits of this show, making other content. It was a little bit tough. So that was only a level 41? What on God's green earth? Why was that 41 so tough? I don't know. We got to get better with our axe. We gotta be careful here, because we cannot you're gonna have to swim, because this is a horde town. I forgot. That's Camp Mojad, some kind of camp. I don't know what it is. Okay, my horse doesn't want to swim. That's alright. I don't know. I want to kind of get close enough though so I can trigger, like, opening it up on the map. Can I? Yeah, I was right. It is Camp Mojache. Because we need to get down here. And as you saw, the mobs, they're probably going to be the same thing, mid-40s. There's a lot of mid-40 zones. This is why the game kind of slows down. And also the XP slows down at this level. Here's another spot we could be fishing in. We're going to be saving it to fish lesser quality fish in Hillsbrad while we do some of the waiting we have to do. We will actually probably get an advance on some of our fishing. So, in my head I just started thinking about, like, some of what that's going to look like as we try to trigger this. I think we will probably work today. I want to give you guys some good time and effort, since I have missed those couple days in a row. And next weekend it should be normal. I may miss a day because of my anniversary if my wife and I decide we want to go do something. We're kind of going to go celebrate. Following week, we're going to go away for the weekend. So that one we will definitely, I will definitely miss at least one day. I think I can probably do just missing one day. But I will miss, in 2 weeks, I'll miss a Sunday. Because we're going to go away for a Saturday and a Sunday, but we probably won't leave. We can probably leave late enough on Saturday that I can rip off a video on Saturday. And then that just, we will be back Monday, so I'll be able to, on Monday night, rip off a video. So that will just leave Sunday, where we will be gone, so we'll miss one. But next week, yeah, so there's a chance. So anyway, it's just how it goes. I'll try to crank this content because we're making good time on our stuff. All right, so we have to somehow make our way down here. I don't know how the best way for us to do this because I haven't played through Feralus on Classic ever. I don't believe. Now, back in the day, sure, I did. Okay, Ever's Extreme. Back in the Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade days, I did. Yeah, I remember doing this. We're looking for a treant. So what's the whole point of us coming here? It says a sycamore branch. Well, this sycamore branch comes from... Oh, there's an aggro on. The sycamore branch comes from a treant that's patrolling around. We have to get him, fight him, kill him. There's some Yetis. Beryl Scar Veil. And then after this, we can just hearth back and then fly back over. So we are going to use a hearthstone on this one. Look at all these hippogriffs. Fray Feather Hippogriff. It's actually kind of a cool name. Stronger Hippogriff. That one aggroed, because these guys are all 44. So luckily on horseback, we can try to evade most of the aggro we pick up. Mostly. We mostly avoid the aggro. Mostly. Okay, this is Dire Maul also. That's going to be cool when we finally get to go there and explore. So it's a perfect... it's just like Maraudon, where you get this much higher level dungeon that gets added on with an expansion... or maybe not a full expansion, but a patch that. See that now we're starting to get into some tough Sky Stormer level 46s, and we are 43. Yikes! So we just aggroed from really far away. There's our guy. The Cursed Sycamore. Good thing is he's not hostile. Here's the Runes of Sylvian. That's a very Tolkien-esque name. Alright, so this guy is a 45. I do not want to aggro any Fray Feathers because that would be an automatic loss. Okay, so here we go. We cannot use the Repentance on him. He's resisting my crap. That's not good. But it doesn't appear... Oh. Doesn't appear to have any good... Get up there. No! That's exactly what I did not want to happen. Okay, so I bubbled. I'm going to try to get out of here and reset this fight. Okay, so I managed to shake the aggro. Now I picked up that one. So this is going to be just more... How can I get rid of the aggro on these guys? And I'm having... There we go, okay. Alright. So let's try it again. I'll try to just tuck up here as far as I can, and hopefully we'll get lucky. See what we can get. Mana's getting real low. Okay, that's good. Alright, now, there, that was a great crit. That's what I needed. A Vindication style crit. And then use my mana when I'm under vindication. That's what I needed to do. I get a heal off. It's gotta happen. Okay, so as long as nothing untoward occurs. Oh, we just went to 205 on 200, so we're a full 41. Come on, bro. Come on. Got him. Alright, let's hearth the heck out of here. And while we're in Stormwind, let's go ahead and JP Morgan this sniper rifle of marksmanship. Somebody might even want to buy that right now. So let's look up JP Morgan. This only helps me a little bit. I want the sniper rifle of whatever. Sniper rifle. Okay. Let's actually go on and look and see, because there's so many different kinds, but this is a sniper rifle of marksmanship. I love that. Only problem is that it's kind of low level. See, look at these guys. These are 4 and 5 gold, but mine is a sniper rifle of marksmanship. So let's put this in there. See what we can get. Sniper rifle of marksmanship. See, I don't see. I think I put marksmanship and it should be marksmanship. Yeah. Yeah, never been there. So all those other sniper rifles were in the 4 to 5. So I'll go ahead and put it in trade. So I put it down there, we shall see, and I'll go and repair real quick, repair sell as we wait. Just a quick little... Otherwise we can throw it on the auction house. I think it's a little better. I think that 14 ranged attack power would be good. But then again, if you think about it, how much... Okay, in Classic... Let's see how much it ranged attack power. Rogues and warriors get 1 ranged attack per agility. Hunters gain 2. So it's basically like a +6 agility is what you're really looking at. And you without the defensive bonus of a +6 agility. So let's see. So the stats are all about the same. But mine's agility. So the ones that are on agility are in that 4 to 5 range. See, that's this agility intellect is the best. So I'm going to go... See, they put theirs as around 4. I'll just add mine on. We'll put it up there. I don't know. It's a very good DPS one. I'm going to put mine up for 10 gold. I don't care. My starting price is going to be 10 gold. Maybe someone will buy it for 10. Buyout price is optional. And I'm going to put it also for 10 gold. 24 hours. Starting. Buyout. And maybe we'll get it. I don't know. See, I did create one the other day. But I must have forgot to set the buyout price. So... I ended up putting something on there for like, I don't know, 100 gold or something like that. And that might be my thing. Maybe I'm going too high. Those other sniper rifles just might be... But I feel like mine is as good as getting a +6 to agility, and since it's pure DPS pumping in that manner, you might get a buyer. And 10 gold, the difference between paying 5 or 10.
Where is it
Not
you
that-
would
not
like to
that big a
go,
deal.
lass? For just a few coin, my griffins can get ye there faster
All right,
than
so
even
now
a
we're going to
swift
Westfall to
horse.
go turn in this sycamore. So we've collected all of these things. We get and all of that, by the way, we are either getting the corn or the rye or the barley. I think it was the rye from the trolls. So again, now that one, okay, maybe you could argue with their evil dark ways or something, the shadow magic, the Hakar gods. Maybe that grain coming fresh from the hinterlands, because their area at least didn't appear to be nasty. But the other two just look like bad spots to have grain. So whatever, we collected them as you saw, we just dropped them back off. Now, we looked up why would we need true silver, and everything that we looked up for silver basically said silver is one of the best. It has like antimicrobial things. It's really good if you use it for parts of your still. Silver lined tubes, hoses. I guess apparently it's very good for the filtration, and just like the water, it's a way to just keep it completely clean and high quality. So that's why I understand that we're making our parts of our stuff, of our still, of our cask, of whatever, are going to be from this true silver, which to me sounds like a very good quality silver. That's a pretty cool, that is a pretty cool breastplate. 30 gold for that? Yeah, see, I might be overselling it. I could get 5 for this. I could probably get 5 gold for that gun. So I guess if it doesn't go in, maybe I'll flip it around and put it around 5-ish on the market. Unless you're planning on buying it, then shh, you didn't hear that. Go buy it for me right now for 10. Yeah, so we already had that from being a blacksmith. We just had that on hand. Probably got it from the chest or something. I don't know. And we immediately were able to turn that in, as you saw. And now we want the sycamore. Why we want the piece of sycamore? Now, supposedly the sycamore is just the good flavor. The oak, the barrel, that is probably the most important thing out of everything for developing a flavor profile of an alcoholic beverage. And I guess we want it from a creature, a living freaking creature.
Talk to me.
A crazed... Actually, I don't know that he was crazed. Oh, cursed. So this is a lot of weirdness going on with this beer.
Off with you.
An encore. Why for you anything? Not yet filtered, but freshly distilled. Like unseeded land waiting there tilled. Next tile. Fashion our pile of charcoal. Deliver a sycamore branch. That is your next goal. Alright, so we're not going to be putting this beer in a wooden cask. We're going to be using this to heat the things. This branch is going to be what we burn.
Hiccup! Ho! Mellifluous liquid, clear as a baby's tears, turns a lovely deep amber over the years. But before we proceed to get lit to the hilt, a barrel of charred oak must be built.
Now we want the barrel. Okay, so we need a barrel of charred oak. And then we can get our final, then we'll get our first trinket on any of our characters on this show. It's a pretty interesting... Okay, he already has a friend.
I need to get closer.
I spelled it wrong. I said stay clay. I went to put stay classy, but I totally can't type. Alright, so they called out for help as they ran by, so I felt the need to stop and help them. Alrighty, so now is probably one of the trickier ones to get to, but I would still prefer to do this than do what we have been doing, which was that one where we had to run around to 3. We need to go to the Searing Gorge. We have not been there before. The Searing Gorge is... Where is it? It's right there. Okay, we need to go to the dead center of the Searing Gorge. The difficulty of this one is the...
Where are you going? Well, if you're looking to get there quickly, then look no further.
So, really, Loch Modan is going to be the best way for us to get to this. So, we need to fly to Loch Modan. The good thing is there's no mandatory combat on this one. So, Searing Gorge is found right down on the other side of this path right here. There is an actual gate from Loch Modan into the Searing Gorge. You do need a key. It's somewhere around here. I think it's right... It's right there. But you need a key, because I think you come out of here from... Yeah, you come out of here from Ironforge, and you can come down and do these quests. And down here is a gate, and there's a quest line that gets you a key. We just don't have it, and I don't want to have to beg others, so we're going to do this organically. The other way is to come down into Badlands, which we have been there, but there are no Alliance flight paths in Badlands, so we have to come out of Loch Modan. And then if you head down into this corner behind this ogre camp, you can then make your way over into Searing Gorge this way. Now, Searing Gorge does have a flight path, and we actually want to get that bad boy. There are quests all over. It's because some of them is the key to the freedom. There's a key to freedom. It's not really as many quests as it looks like. So there's an ale, I guess, that we can get down there. We'll mess with that when we go to Searing Gorge to actually quest. But in the middle of Searing Gorge, there is like a gorge. Like a valley or something. And along the rim of this valley area is the bundle of charred oak. So this is actually, of all of them, maybe the most... the most one where I'd be likely to find it. Like True Silver, okay, we would have known where to find that all along. The water, maybe you start thinking about waterfalls. That one's pretty close to Booty Bay. There's a chance you've seen something like it. That one wouldn't be the end of the world. Also, we are right around the level where you might quest in Booty Bay. Finding Sycamore, you would have to have seen that one guy walking around. Like, that's crazy. That one, it's going to be hard. This one, at least, you could start thinking, okay, where are some lands that are really burnt up that also have burnt trees? So I would go Charred Vale, and he said charred. But then if you start thinking about obviously, look, Burning Steps, this is pretty charred, but there are some areas right there. So there are places that you could start thinking about, and Burning Steps is a higher level than the Searing Gorge. So, when do we do Burning Steps? Is that towards the end? Yeah, that's one of the last ones that we'll do. So then you would figure, well, this is a level 44 quest, it's probably not sending me to the Burning Steps. I guess that's the other thing. You would know that this appeared at around 40, so you'd be thinking to yourself, and you could kind of base it on your level, like, oh, I'm 43 and it's yellow, so you know it's somewhere in that ballpark of the mid-level 40s. So actually, we could probably almost see it from flying up here. It's right along the rim of this. And maybe that's also where you could notice, just take a flight pass. Let's look on that side. Pass by, but I think it's right there. And then we're going to get it, and then we're going to go run over to this flight path so that we can pick up this and get out of our spot from here. This will give us a flight path into the Searing Gorge, so that'll help us later on too. That'll be neat. And I guess this is what we are going to make that cask out of. Speaking of, I had a... so if you look at the time, I normally drop my records first thing. I was not in a state of mind where I wanted to do that today. Let's just say for Mom's 60th, well, it was a kind of two-parter. My mom and my sister loves to go to this place in it's a place that they like. My sister and my brother-in-law love to go. Whenever we go hang out with them, they almost always suggest this one place. It's halfway between. It's in a city because we live all about 45 minutes apart from each other. So when we pick the city that is in between the two of us, the compromise city, there is a small strip that has probably 5 to 10 establishments that you could eat and drink at. And she always picks this one. My sister and I, we do like to hang out with them. We do like to do similar things, but then outside of this, there's a divide. So there is a... We can't talk about very many things when it starts to get to higher levels of real life. Like, we can't talk philosophy, we can't talk religion, we can't talk politics, none of that, because we completely disagree with each other. And like, let's just say COVID was a bad time for our hangout, not because we couldn't get together, because we would, but because that was a time, I think, that helped make the world, the country, so divided, because there was a real... people felt there was this real impact on their lives based on what the other side was of the political divide was pushing for, because they went hand in hand. And that's where really our politics, in the most obvious ways, started becoming physically manifested by whether you walked around with a mask, whether you just different things like that were able to create this visceral reaction, where if you were against masks, then you actively are seeing people walking around and they're just pissing you off because you feel like they're part of the reason why your life has so much inconvenience right now. And from the flip side, if you believe in masks and their health validity, then the other people walking around, you felt with a visceral feeling that these people were contributing to the spread of the disease in the country. So there was just there was a lot of hostility that everyone wore in their sleeves. And my sister and I, same origin story, but very different ending destination. So the place that we went really it caters more to the types of music, clientele, scene that she likes, but there are... So it's usually frustrating for my wife and myself, and because we're like, oh gosh, we're gonna go sit to listen to music that's crap. The food is crap. At least in our opinion, the drinks are meh. So it's just a whole and what makes it even worse is that along this strip, there are 5 other places at least that are better quality in all of these areas. So the good thing is that we can sometimes compromise, or like we did last night, because it was my mom's 60th, it wasn't just a quick dinner. We were all willing to stay, and after dinner, go walk along the strip and visit different establishments. And I had recently met this guy at work, this guy I've been working with, and he told me about this speakeasy place, kind of hidden upstairs, second level of this building, and it was real. It's just a straight high-class whiskey. That's it. You're not getting anything else. You're not even getting whiskey soda. You are getting a straight-up whiskey experience. Well, that's great for me. I have no shame in my game, and I'd love to partake in the whiskey from time to time. So this guy at work really sold it for me, and I was like, ooh, yeah, that sounds good. Ooh, look, we have our we have this too. We can do this as we start flying back to our next location after this. Let me take a peek at this. I think we only have one silk drop off we need still. As we make our run here. Yeah, so not Darnassus. Darnassus is just Mage Weave now. Stormwind is... We do need silk in Stormwind and Mage Weave. And what about Iron Forge? We need wool from the stinking gnomes. And I do need silk for the dwarves. So the dwarves are be where we hit it up. Alright, so we will quest here soon too. We'll pull them on. This zone took me a long time. Stranglethorn Vale has been taking me a long time too, but I haven't played in days, so let's get some iron. Feeling this cat might come back. Oh, just two, okay. So anyway, this guy's been, you know, we're kind of, as we're having to work together, I've been kind of training him. We're kind of feeling each other out and trying to find, you know, what are some common grounds, what can he talk about? And we have struck on the fact that we are both kind of foodies that like to cook, and also, you know, like a good to experience different things in our palate in other areas as well. So he told me about this place, so it was already kind of sitting in my back pocket like, ooh, this is something I might want to try. I don't know where the heck I'm going, by the way. Maybe it's up here. I don't remember where. I saw this. Ah, this is not it. Okay, so I just aggroed. That's actually a spot where you can go farm for like rock elemental stuff. I don't think it's there either. It is in this vicinity, I just don't remember exactly where. Don't think it's through that little cave. I think that's just a... Maybe it's down through here. Willing to entertain this notion. Ah! I don't want to get knocked off the horse that fast. It looks pretty... Or is it right there? That's where it is. Okay. Behind a car gap, actually, now that I remember. So it's right there. We gotta cut through. Not down this corner. I was a little bit off. Right through there. Pretty sure. So anyway, I'm typically I like the old G&T. And so when we went to this other establishment, I had a good time. And then we went to this other place, and there was a guy standing at the door, like, proclaiming he, like, I have a 187 IQ or some crap like that. I don't know, 180 something. And he, or 181, maybe it was 181. There we go. Here's our little side path. So he just kept talking about it, and he was saying how he's a prophet of God, and he was just a hot mess. And but like not in a homeless way. Like he was in a full suit, and he was clearly he took that personality of his and used it to good effect to make money. So it was just an interesting evening that went on quite long, and it was... Oh, we can't even mine true silver. I'm still not there. What do we need for that? 230. What are we on our mining? 204. Not there. Okay, but here is this piece of smoky wood. Not great. Alright, so... we now have the final step but I want to get out of here on a flight path. So, because we can't, yeah, we're only 36. I want to get over there, so I want to get onto the other side of this, so that we can, if you look, there's a path right there. So I don't want to really fight anyone. I want to make my way around so that we can go to this flight path. So because that will help us later on in life. Next time we have to come here, we won't have to take this silly little thing. Oh, I think I aggroed a spider. See, there is a walking path around there. Aggroed an elemental. Yeah, see, there are all kinds of hostile mobs in this area. Yeah, no, I can just plop on down here. It hurt. But it did allow me to kind of cut around. I can now go on along the edge to the other side of the school. See, these guys are 49. It's a little bit higher than I should be. I shouldn't be in this area. But here, so there's the camp straight ahead. We need to be over there. That's dead 48. So we're getting a little bit mithril. We can do mithril, but I'm not going to go. This place is not a safe zone. So, okay. So what I need to do is find a way up here. There's a questing dude right there. Alright, so we got to find where is the path up. Looks like maybe it's over this way. So I'm gonna use the mini map now. So this is a neutral place. This is also, I believe, there's a whole thorium point here. This is where the Thorium Brotherhood, I think, is at. And maybe some interesting, I think there's some grinding you can do to build up to some good gear out here. A little bit higher than where we are.
Thorium Brotherhood.
All right, so now we need to
One
go.
of them dark iron gets near to me, they'll taste my mattock up the side of their head.
We're right
now,
by
where can I
Iron
send
Forge.
you, lass?
I say let's go. All right, we'll go to Sentinel Hill. So we're gonna just have to suck it up and do the flight. All right, so we've caught you up with real life. This is where we're at. Tomorrow, I should be able to make an episode, no problem, too. And it should maybe be finishing Alterac. Where are we at with time? Let's check and see how we are doing on the record time. Okay, so we're right at about an hour. So we're doing plenty. We're definitely going to start Alterac today, even with the travel and running around. We will still probably have a good solid hour that we can put into the Alterac questline. So I think that's probably what we want to look at. So there's two things I want to pull up. I want to look at my own suggestion in the world of Wowpedia, or Wowhead. Not Season of Discovery, I just want generic Wowhead. I think they're actually tied together. I don't think you can separate them anymore. All right, so we've got WoW Classic. Now, what I want to look here is I want to look at a specific quest. I want to look at the one that we're going to be trying to go for is the hardest, up to now, the hardest quest in the game. It is called Assassin's Contract. So this is a spell. It is a drop quest. I mean, it's a quest. It's a drop quest spell. And this guy is, over the years, what he's put. But I have been adding. I'm up to 8 upvotes on this one. I made this in July. It is now July 28th, and it's now October 26th. So I have not been back to test this theory for 3 months. But this is what I added. So this, and it might just be that people haven't come down, but this is how I said that I cracked this case. All right, it says, I think I've spawned the event. Now, here are the things I think. First of all, it says we need to complete these quests. Syndicate Assassins, Forboding Plans, Encrypted Letter, Letter to Stormpike, and Further Mysteries. I'm not 100% sure that they're required. They are not the triggering quest in themselves, but are related, and to be safe, I complete them first. Here's how I know that they are not the triggering quest. When this quest triggers, it is my firm belief that it requires approximately 15 minutes of time to trigger, and that it will not trigger within the event if it is already in the process of its 1 hour triggering window. And I'll get into that a little bit more later. So in order to be on the safe side, what I did was, every time I would be ready to hand one of those quests in, I did them one by one. Every time I would be ready to hand one in, I would wait 15 minutes. I'd go back to Hillsbrad, wait 15 minutes to make sure none of the phases of the event were ready, turn it in, and then wait 15 more minutes. So I spent, for every single one of those quests that you just saw, I spent half an hour plus the quest time testing these out methodically one at a time. So this is not just completely willy-nilly, this is what I think happens based on happenstance. I researched the heck out of this. So that means we need to go, now I go back to my spreadsheet. Let's go back to the old spreadsheet here and look at the Alterac Mountains ones for myself. There we go. All right, so that means Syndicate Assassins, was that on the list of what I just said to do? Let's double check it. Pretty sure it was. Okay, so yes. All right, so what we are going to do on our list here is we're going to complete Syndicate Assassins, Foreboding Plans, Encrypted Letter, Letter to Stormpike, Further Mysteries. We're going to do all of that. Okay, that's where we are going to stop. We are going to turn all of those quests in on ourselves. We're going to go in order. Now, there's certain ones we can also do that I know are not tied into this. Now, notice I did not say Noble Deaths. I did not say Crush Ridge Bounty. The South Shore quest line, we can turn that in. That doesn't really matter. It's not tied to it. So, Preserving Knowledge, Return to Milton, all of those, meh. But the Dark Council, so this is all things we could probably check out today, because this is further, the Paranormal to Tiara, we picked that up and we'll do that at the end. That's not a big deal. Okay, so here we are. We'll talk a little bit more about what's going to happen as we go. All right, after we do this quest, we are then going to, because we're still not on cooldown, we're going to fly from here to Ironforge, which is going to take us most of the way, because in Ironforge we're going to stop by with the dwarfs, and we are going to give them our silk, so that all that's left is to give it to the humans. We also still need wool too. If I can get wool to drop, that'd be great. We need 27 pieces of wool, and that is what it is. Hopefully we just get that here and there throughout the levels. This is a bundle of charred oak. I don't think there's anything. I have 2 steel, and then I also have I've got 2 iron. So I'll have a total of 4 iron or 4 steel to make blacksmithing things with. I don't know that that's going to matter. That's 6, 8, 5. Yeah, so I don't have to mess with the... There's no point. Because I need at least 5 pieces of silver. I don't even care about the silver. I passed the guy. Whoopsie. Okay. All right, here we go. We're about to do it.
You got my attention. Very good.
Sure, I'll sing it again for you, friend. Mellifluous liquid clear as a baby's tears turns a lovely deep amber over the years. But before we proceed to get lit to the hilt, a barrel of charred oak must be built.
Aged in the barrel, filtered through coal. It passes your lips and right through your soul. So let's us drink now. A toast to you and me while we're at it. Grimboo's Thunder Brew.
So look what it does. It does 50 damage every 1 second for 5 seconds to all enemies in front of you and get you drunk.
Hurry, my friend. Move with haste.
That's the Thunder Brew. Alright, so it's pretty cool. We have our first trinket. I'm actually going to move it down here. And I don't need my well-fed food down there. We'll just keep it off to the side. So that's pretty awesome. So now we can shoot fire out of our head. It's pretty cool. We will use it when we get the opportunity here, just so you guys can kind of see. When we're out here killing the Syndicate or whatever. Alright, and so we're basically going to one by one, or at least in a clutch, go get all of those quests, because I've tested them all. Since they've previously been tested, I don't need to worry about testing those all the way up to that. And then it says, second, now we're going to pick up Noble Deaths and satisfy its requirements without turning it in. Because at that point in time is when we're going to test things. Return to South Shore. Wait 15 minutes before turning the quest in. Why do we do that? That's because we are testing to see, are we within the window of the scripted event? And if that's the case, if we are just going to get lucky. And I kind of hope we are not going to be in this situation, because what that's going to mean is we won't be proving
there quickly
that this works. What we'll be proving is, we'll just get lucky and we'll get the quest, and there's nothing. We can't look a gift quest in the mouth here, so we'll just take it. But that one, that will be our insurance. Okay. At the end of this time, I would patrol the town, check all 4 assassin spawn locations just to be extra safe. The reasons explained below, but if you're lucky and someone else has triggered the assassins, they will spawn in this window. Third, turn in the Noble Deaths quest. At this point, before starting any other quest in the zone, begin the wait. You've now started the assassin event window, trademark me. 10 to 15 minutes after turn in my first trial, it took 11 minutes. The town crier will run into the town and shortly thereafter be assassinated. A pair of assassins spawn behind the town hall near a pair of guards. AoE or focus down one so you get kill credit and get the quest. If you miss, all is not lost. 10 to 15 minutes later, Farmer Kent will cry out and you get another chance in the town center. 10 to 15 minutes after that, a pair spawn in front of the inn for third chance. And 10 to 15 minutes later, the final spawn occurs around the shacks, but I have yet to confirm. The final 2 pairs spawn without NPC chatter. The drop rate's 100% from the assassins. So here's my explanation also of why at the end. This is why I think the solution has eluded so many over the years. 1, waiting 15 minutes for an event spawn triggered by a quest or possibly all of the quests listed above creates confusion, right? Yeah, so you turn things in. You might not even be in the zone anymore when 11 minutes later, 15 minutes later, the actual quest event spawns. 2, the fact that the event rolls out over the course of an hour deeply muddies the waters. Anyone stumbling upon assassins in that time can complete the tech quest without the triggering events. So now you have all these people that will then never have to worry about looking for it, hunting for it, figuring out, because you have an hour and you have 4 windows. So basically, there's 2 assassins each time. Up to 8 people can pick this quest up without doing any of the triggering events every time someone does it, and it will be at quote-unquote random times. 3. As much as with an Onyxia turn-in or Stitches in the Embalmer, when event timers are in progress, additional completion of the requirements will not trigger the event. So what I mean by that is think about a head drop, okay, that everyone always fights about. Then they get so freaking pissy if you ninja drop the head because you'll screw up everyone's raid timer, because then anyone else that turns in the head in that window will still get the quest turn-in but not trigger the event of the guy yelling and buffing everyone in Stormwind or in Orgrimmar. Similarly, when you do the Stitches and the Embalmer, when you turn in the quest, the final thing, to the Embalmer, and then you go back and you read the note to the town in Darkshire, an event will start where Stitches will start coming from the Embalmer's hut, work his way down the street, and then go to the town. Now, that's a quick event, and that quest zone is low enough. People are doing that all the time, and there's nothing tied to fighting Stitches, so no one gives a crap if you don't trigger Stitches. It's not tying anything up. But if you were to turn in that same quest line while Stitches was on the warpath already, Stitches wouldn't spawn. So it's, if you think about it, that's the way that the mechanics, if you pop the hood, that's the way events run in quest events and triggering events are worked by the system. It's like a modulo thing, or like a if-then logic statement in the computer, where if this is true, meaning the event is in progress, then nothing triggers. If false, then you trigger that script. So, because that particular event is going to be marked as true for an hour, almost 45 minutes-ish, somewhere in that ballpark, you're really, then you got people that, and also it's not like it's obvious like with Stitches that the event's in progress. The vast majority of that 45 minutes to an hour is spent with people, it's just a timer rolling underneath in the background, waiting for the next wave of assassins to spawn. So I'm pretty dang, just based on my having completed almost every quest in this game, 99.9% of the quests in all of World of Warcraft retail and a lot in Classic, and doing all of them at least 4 times. In most of the cases, I've done all of them dozens of times, especially in retail, especially everything leading up to Dragonflight. So add that in there. We're going to go ahead and turn in right here. That's all we're here for. This is a pit stop on the way as we fly to Alterac Mountains. I guess I'm going to tag this quest as like Amber, whatever it's called, Sweet Amber Part 2, and then also
You
Alterac
there?
Part 1.
If you want to earn the respect of the dwarves of Ironforge, then you can start by donating valuable resources. Ironforge finds itself running low on cloth piece. Textiles and bandages don't grow on trees, you know. Rather than cash in various cloth pieces you find adventuring, donate them. Doing so will earn you the recognition of the dwarven people of Ironforge. Safe travels.
As with most other fabrics, our stocks of silk are at an all-time low. Our stores are such that we'd only need 60 pieces of silk from your total. We should be able to reach our goal with the support of others. A benevolent gift such as silk, might I add, would certainly increase your local standing in the community. If you have the 60 pieces of silk cloth on you and are ready to donate them, I am able to take them from you now.
Wonderful. We thank you for your generous donation, adventurer.
Alright, so we're still waiting on wool to be turned into the gnomes, so that's something I might, hopefully we'll just collect wool slowly here and there, and then you still need to turn in silk to the humans in Stormwind, and that's us botching it. We had that from the centaurs. We did botch the silk handoff, and I should have turned in the gnomes earlier, so it should have been just wool and silk are both waiting. We do have 16 silk, and we do have 13 wool, so we do have some pieces. Oh no, actually I have another 20 stack of wool, so we have 33 wool. We're getting there. Alright, rest of the flight. We're almost done with our setup. Here we go, flying the South Shore.
Griffins stand the heat of the Great Forge? I think not.
Can they? I don't know. And we're also doing pretty good. That whole side thing, that has got Homegirl here already almost up to 44. Alright, so let's look at the actual map and see what things look like when we're here. So Syndicate Assassins, we'll pick up that. South Shore, the Assassin's contract will drop. I'm not worried about the Wickerman Festival or the Power. That's pretty much it. Crushridge Bounty, that actually is it's not tied to any of this stuff. So we could run it if we want. Now if you look up in Alterac, we have the Parental Tiara to do. We have the Ensorcelled Parchment, not technically tied to this. Foreboding Plans and the Encrypted Letter are tied right there. But we're gonna be smart. We're gonna take our time. I am gonna we will turn in. Now it says don't pick up any other quests or anything like that. So actually maybe we will just be methodical, safe, not worry about anything. So what we're gonna turn in, we're gonna go right down my list. It's not that big a deal. We're gonna do it in this exact order. Okay. Although we can be pretty smart, like Foreboding Plans and Encrypted Letter. We can pick both up. And then this will send us Letter to Stormpike. After we turn these in, we will have to go to Ironforge and get further mysteries, and that will send us back. Okay, then before we pick up Noble Deaths, that's what we're going to do. Or no, then we'll pick up Noble Deaths and get it, but not turn it in. So it's really about the turning in, because I believe Noble Deaths is the trigger. So we're going to go in order and do all of those bad boys all the way up to here. And then we are going to worry about whatever after. So that's the set we're going to be on. We should be able to finish this part today. And I think that's... I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. There should be some good... We could have stopped here because we need to go... Now that we're 240, we need to swing by the Trauma Center and learn Heavy Mage Weave bandages. But... oh well. Alright, and none of these are going to be super hard. The only one, if you start looking at the quests, that's easy. It's the Parental Tiara. Like, I don't even know that any of these are really rough. That might be tough. Let's look that quest up too. Maybe we already did that one. This is a elite. No, that's that miser that we need. Yeah. Okay. So that's not hard. We already saw him. He walks around all over the darn place. Maybe this Dark Council? I'm not sure. Maybe Crushridge Bounty? I don't think so either, though. I think we're good. I don't remember. I really... Oh, you know what? That's why. I said this on the other episode. There's not a lot of tough ones here. What I keep getting it mixed up is in Arathi. When you're fighting these. This Otto and Falcon Rest, Mirez Cowl. And even worse, the... not that one. Which one? There's... Maybe it's Trelane's Defenses. I don't know. There's a few in here that are just rough. Maybe it's the Broken... there's just some very, very difficult... elite quests that you have to do. Alright, so we're going to go in order Crazy Man style. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go pick up Syndicate Assassins. We're going to pick that quest up and knock it off in one go. So, we'll look around for triggering events here. Okay, so we're going to pick up and then turn in Syndicate Assassins. We're just going to be methodical and do it in order because there's no reason not to. It will not hurt us at all to do it this way. So the way that they spawn, the different spawn locations are right in front of here, right in front of here. Those are the two most common ones. I do think there is another one that spawns somewhere in this ballpark around here. So I don't know exactly where it's at, but this is one of the areas where they can spawn also. And then the most common spot, because it's the first triggering spot, so this is the spot where I usually get them, is behind the town hall. So it's always good to check there. Problem with this one behind the town hall is if you don't go there fast, the guards will get them. Okay? They kind of spawn like right around near here, but some guards will also be right there. It's good to do this as a human because you get the perception. They will be chilling in stealth mode for a big chunk of the time. But alright, so they're not in any of their spots right now, that's fine. Somebody died here, making their way in. Alright, we're gonna go get this first quest. Syndicate Assassins. On this guy.
I am the new magistrate of South Shore, recently assigned after the assassination of the previous magistrate. The assassins were never found, but through our investigations, we're almost certain they were hired by the Syndicate, a group of thieves led by villainous nobles of the now-fallen kingdom of Alterac. The Syndicate has a camp north of the Horde-occupied Terran Mill, and our last clues led to that camp. Slay the Syndicate members you find there. Or the Alliance.
So we'll get a belt that would give us +1 stamina and +1 strength, but we would lose 117 armor, so we're going to have to do some math to calculate that one. Alright, so we need to go kill these guys. We're going to kill them at this camp to start, because that is where we can also pick up the Forboding Plans and the Encrypted Letter. We're going to pick those two up and then turn those in one by one also, but yeah, not really a big deal. Because again, these aren't the ones, I've tested all of these one by one. None of these are the triggering event, but I am not 100% convinced that they're not prerequisites. You do have to get the noble deaths, so they are at least prerequisites in the sense that you can't get the noble deaths quest without doing them. So yeah, so they are prerequisites, I guess, because of that. They're part of that chain. Okay, and we need to come up here for this one. These guys can be a pain in the butt when you actually are at the level to do Hillsbrad. They're pretty strong, but now that we are level 43, they should be nothing to us. Nothing, I say. But I guess the bad side is we're going to be getting like no XP really from this part of the quest. Now, my plan with the Syndicate Assassin is to just slam him with a Judgment, Stun. I might even just hit straight into that combo, because you need to do more than 50% of his life in DPS when you fight the Assassins, more than the Guard, or else you don't get credit. There's nothing more frustrating than having that happen, which has happened to me doing this quest before, where I did not out DPS the guards. There's the foot pads we need, that's fine. Okay. These guys are gray. I really don't need to do anything special. I was going to hit him with the Seal of the Crusader Judgment first. Judgment of the Crusader, and then work it, but nah, I don't care. These guys are easy. Okay. Boom. One thief slain. Here's a secondary thief. I'm going to clear this camp out, because there's two things we need to pick up from it. Two pieces or whatever on the... Nice. Okay, here's a foot pad. We need 12 foot pad and 8 thieves, so 20 total guys. That one just got picked up. I don't care. I see someone doing this quest line. They might jack it up for us. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Alright, so where are the things? Oh, they might respawn. I mean, they might despawn. Because we need the... Or am I looking at the wrong... Oh, I'm at the wrong camp. Dang it. Okay. Wrong camp. Whoopsie. That guy's still aggroed onto me. I went to the wrong little plateau. That was nice of them to buff me, but that'll help us if we get into a tougher battle. Guess I could have given her a blessing, but I was already on horseback, so, you know, she won't get the 5-minute blessing from me. Feel a little bit less bad when I don't do something like that as a paladin, because it's just a 5-minute buff. A 30-minute buff from a priest, that's a whole other thing. That's very helpful. But again, it doesn't hurt my feelings if someone doesn't do it. Alright, here's the other plateau, the one we should have been on. Okay. So, we're going to fight again. The footpads. There are thieves here as well. There's also a wizard. Of course. Good on us. Okay, cool. And there are the multiple documents. There's actually 3. And I guess maybe they do despawn. Any of them could trigger. He did disarm me because he's a jerk. And my unarmed is 60... no. 25... 24... 26. Level 26. Okay. Go ahead and take this wizard out now. Now, we could do a little repentance on him. Oh, another wizard is spawning right in. So, goes to show you that the spawn rate's pretty high. Pretty fast. Got a nice crit on that guy. Love it. Okay. Just get this guy here and this footpad. And that should have cleared the ground enough for me to pick up these 2 documents. And then we'll just have to kill him. Alright, so here we have the Forboding Plans. Among these documents is a list of requested supplies. These include mundane items, food, weapons, clothing, as well as more exotic gear, masks, oil, poison. But what is most notable is the urgency of the requests. These supplies were needed soon in order to undertake what is described in the document as an important mission against South Shore. And the encrypted letter. One of these letters on this table is encrypted and inscrutable. So you pick up 2. Now we go for the killing. Okay, so we still need a total of 5 and 8, so 13 more guys. Go ahead, let's fight these 2. 2 footpads, a footpad thief combo. I'm good on that. And we're not again. That's it. I talked about that on the last. That's one of my filler words there. Not again, because I never said it in the first place. But we don't need anything for drops from these guys. These are just dudes. You can kill when this guy over here, Valak, we can kill him. We don't need to. For the horde. I love my delicious South Shore Stout. See, this guy is giving you a clue that's what... He's a drunken footpad. I don't even remember ever seeing this guy. The heck? I don't know that I've killed a drunken footpad before. He's fighting with He drops South Shore Stout. So that could be for Valak right there. That's yet another way to get the, That's cool. So there's another way to get the South Shore Stout is you wait for that drunken footpad, and then he'll come and say it. And because Valak, if you're horde, Valak wants that stout. Just got poisoned. So that's cool. I actually like that. Oh, I wasn't. I was looking at my bar instead of... Alright, where are we at? We need 5 more footpads and 2 more thieves. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm going to slow it down on the judgments right now. My mana's getting a little low. Love it. Nope. Okay, 4 and 4. Here's a thief, and there's a thief. Everywhere, thief, thief. So we're going to be down to just needing the 4 footpads after this. Cool. Footpad action. Poison. And now I'm disarmed. I mean, I guess it's forced unarmed practice. So 26 now is maxed out. Alright, all the thieves are done. We just need 4 footpads. So finding the 4 footpads is what it's all about. Noble Deaths. Dark Council. This is the post-contract quest chain. No. You just gotta market the Syndicate from that one. Alright, so we need 3 footpads. It does make me... Well, Noble Deaths is the one... I don't want to help them out with it, because that's gonna slow down... It might mess us up. This person might mess us up with the triggering event whole thing of everything. Alright, so I also forgot to mention, or I forgot to mark off, that we just picked up these 2 quests too. So let's go ahead and add those onto our list. Dang it. Okay. Yeah, we just picked up these 2. Let's give ourselves a few more here. All right. So what do we need? Footpads. Yep. 3 more footpads and we're good to go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not on that chain yet, so. Cool, 2 footpads. Just gotta find 2 footpads. Hey, mama. There's a footpad. There's also a footpad out there. Yeah, if you're lower level, I can totally see wanting the help. Okay, so after this, we're just gonna need 1 footpad. I mean, a footpad makes me think of, like, orthopedic wear. Could I use a footpad in real life? Maybe. 10. Don't need that. Thief. Don't want those guys. Bada bing, bada boom. So we just have a couple thieves out here. Maybe we can find a footpad lurking. Lurking in Malerkum. No. It's Lucy, the Night Elf Priest. She's the one that buffed us. Looking for that one last footpad. So I'm going to go back over to the other plateau, since they're spread across 2 plateaus, and hopefully we'll find one. Okay, so then after this, what's going to happen is we are going to go and Letter to Stormpike and Further Mysteries. That's going to take us back and forth to Ironforge. So we're going to be flying to Ironforge and back from here. Could use the Hearthstone, but it's not really worth it. Alright, this will be our last one. Just need this footpad. Yeah, I love it. Done. Okay. Alright, let's go turn these quests in. I'm going to turn them in order. Syndicate Assassins first. And then it doesn't matter between Encrypted Letter and Forboding Plans. But let's see, are any of them, can we read them? The Encrypted Letter just says this letter is encrypted and indecipherable, and the Forboding Plans. LF has ordered increased aggression against the fools in the Alliance. Below is a list of materials needed for an important mission against South Shore. 1 week travel rations for 20 men. 20 black night suits, 20 pairs of new shoes, 25 new swords, 30 throwing knives, 20 black masks, 10 vials of inflammatory oil, 50 doses of paralytic poison, 5 stolen South Shore Guard uniforms, if available, 100 silver coins. Baron V, the quartermaster. Baron V is also someone that we kill. We did kill him already as a Horde person. You know, he's just one of the people in the Syndicate. So this is also kind of interesting because, and this also is what throws confusion into it, some of these quests you're doing as a Horde character, like killing that Baron Von whatever, that people might be like, well, maybe that's part of it. Maybe you needed to kill that guy. I think it's just enriching the story. I do not believe that's part of it. That would be too obtuse because you're effectively, that's too crazy. That would require such a collaboration with the other faction in a time period when this first game came out, where I don't really think that was the motive of the other of the people making the game designers, and that would just be prohibitively annoying. All right, so we're gonna go turn in these 3.
What can I do for you? Thank you, adventurer. Although they may still be lurking about, we hope that some of the thieves and footpads you slew were responsible for the last magistrate's death. But even if they weren't, the Syndicate is a taint on this land and a stain on the human race. Their deaths are welcome to South Shore.
Good. Now, Forboding Plans. The Contessa, you look anxious. Is there something you wish to tell me?
These are very troubling, adventurer. From the information in these documents, and from the Syndicate's actions in the past, we must assume that Band of Cutthroats has waged war on South Shore. I fear the leadership...
Now, we're not picking up Noble Deaths yet. There is the Encrypted Letter. We are not doing Noble Deaths because I do think Noble Deaths is the triggering event. Triggering quest. We're going to go ahead and turn in the Encrypted Letter.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
Yes, madam. Do you have some business with me?
What is this? Hold a moment. Let me take a closer look. I have never before seen this form of encryption, but I must admit that my knowledge in that area is by no means complete. I have a colleague in Ironforge who may be able to help decrypt this letter. Go to the library in the Hall of Explorers in Ironforge and speak with Prospector Stormpike. Tell him I sent you and show him the letter. If there's anyone north of Blackrock Spire who can read this, it is he.
Alright, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not turning in South Shore yet because I'm trying to follow the same path I did before.
Where would you like to fly to?
So we're now going to fly to Ironforge.
Light
Notice I also did not pick up Noble Deaths. Alright, so first let's mark off what we just did. We just took these same 3 quests in the order that we got them, and we turned them in. Bang, bang, bang. Now we can go over here and mark off that we've completed those 3. So now we picked up Letter to Stormpike, and that's the next area that we're going to pick up. That's what we're going to do. You go, and we can go ahead and mark some of this off now. We're going to turn this in Ironforge, and then he's going to give us further mysteries, which we are then going to come back and, I mean, really, we're getting a little bit cart ahead of the horse here. This is where it's going to get, this is where it's going to get some intrigue here. So, up to Noble Deaths. Now, if you remember, what did I just write before? We are going to pick up Noble Deaths and go do it, but not turn it in. That's when the waiting game will start. What's our timer looking like on time? Okay, so that will be the last kind of phase. Going to work on Noble Deaths and waiting to make sure no one has completed this. Now, the way it worked for me, I waited. Nothing happened, so I was clear we're not in the event time window. Then I turned in the quest and I had to wait 11 minutes. So the waiting is going to be strong right here, but it's the only safe way to do it. If we really want to be safe and you want to trigger this incredibly crazy, annoying quest line, and you want to be a true completionist, it's going to cost you a potential half hour. But I'm going to tell you right now, anyone that is an achievement hunter or a true completionist, a half hour of waiting is nothing. Not in this game. I mean, I have seriously, in when I was getting all of the, like, fighting all the rare mobs in the game, throughout Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King. Burning Crusade was particularly egregious. That was one of the worst ones. Wrath of the Lich King, bad, but a little better. Cataclysm. I don't even know I don't think Cataclysm's very bad. Because it's technically classic, and then the ones that are beyond, I don't really remember. I don't remember Cataclysm, which means that's a good sign that it wasn't hard. Pandaria, I don't think that one was tough. I think all of the quote-unquote rares spawn pretty frequently. And then I do remember Warlords of Draenor sucking. So that's another annoying one. And then after that, I don't remember there being anything really too tricky. I don't remember Legion being a difficult, like, I think there's or if nothing else, it might be that there's just so much other stuff you're doing that the least of your concerns is getting the rares. Like, there will be, I can remember, because there's the Najatar rares, that's time consuming, but if you're just doing the Najatar stuff every day, it's not that big a deal. Wait, what am I doing here? Letter to Stormpike. Oh, I forgot to read the letter. Oh, we can't. We're just bringing him the encrypted letter. Alright. Fine.
Great to meet you. Be good.
Dibs from the South Shore sent you, did he? How is the old bookworm doing?
Encryption, a specialty of mine. Let me see here. I decrypted the letter, but I don't know what to make of it. You found this among thieves in the Alterac foothills. Very strange. You should take this to the Magistrate of South Shore. Although this letter is cryptic, his is the closest town to Alterac. If a threat is brewing, then he should know.
Okay. Alright, and that's what we're going to do. So, we are going to, now that we have it decrypted, we're going to fly back and give it. And then now we're going to go back and do Noble Deaths. I'm not 100% sure. It's just, when I did this, I did it in this order. So this pair right here might not have anything to do with it, but because it's tied into the storyline, I do it to be safe.
The Wildhammer dwarves might
Now we're
have
flying
fast
back to
steed,
South Shore.
but can those airy pink
Let's
griffins stand
read
heat
what the
of Great
encrypted
Forge?
letter
I think not.
says. Greetings, Master. Forgive me for the method of sending this message. My shadow mages in Alterac are intent on their tasks, forcing me to use a foreign messenger, conscripted from our new allies, to bring you this report. But I have encrypted this letter with one of our most esoteric ciphers. Its words are safe from these yokels. Our plans progress well. As mentioned, we made an alliance with a group of humans who call themselves the Syndicate. Its leaders were once nobles of Alterac, and they crave to once again hold sway here. And so they have struck a bargain with us, a bargain they will regret. Today, the Syndicate holds little power in these lands, but they know the area well and have assembled sufficient manpower for the tasks ahead. With proper guiding, I am confident that soon the Syndicate will again rule Alterac. In addition, we have urged the Syndicate to aim for the city of Stromgarde in the nearby Arathi Highlands. The city is a battlefield between our forces, ogres, and the humans of Stromgarde, but we feel that with careful tactics we will own this once great city. It is a battlefield, it's so annoying to do. And when this is done, the next stage of our plan may begin. With a nation of our own and a base of power in this region, we may then prepare the way for the third host. Soon the Legion Lords will reward our works by raining fire from the skies once again. Alright, so here's where it gets crazy. So you're saying, one, the Syndicate, they want to ally with the burning freaking Legion. And they want that to use their power. They're also going to do that if they can take over Stromgarde. So the fact that we will swoop in and stop them from being successful in Stromgarde, we're going to nip that whole thing in the bud and therefore end the Syndicate threat once and for all. But they're crazy because not only, and you'll see there's a couple Twilight's Hammer type of people, or maybe it's Burning Legion, not Burning Legion, what do they call them? Burning Blade. People that work with the Syndicate, like the Merez Cowl. So that explains that. That's because that's the ultimate goal. They know, you're in a bad spot if you're willing to completely just sell out to destroy life on Azeroth just to get some power back. The council was wise to appoint you head of the Argus Wake, marshal of their strategies in the land of humans and dwarves. And I am honored to serve as the hand of your will in Alterac, in Sargeras' name, Nagaz, Argus Hierophant. So Nagaz there, and I think we will kill that guy eventually too. Alright, also I want to check out what's going to happen with this Crusader belt. Okay, so the armor that we have right now is reducing damage, physical damage by 28.6%. So I will lose 1.5%. That's a pretty solid damage reduction that I will lose, 1.5%. What is the DPS? So I will go from 77.4 to 77, so I will gain 0.2. Let's look at that and see what percentage that is. 0.2 divided by 77.4. That is 0.002, so that is 0.2%. So the armor loss of 1.5% is over 7 times worse. Now, you do gain, I will gain a stamina percent as well. So my current life, if we just, it's hard for me to, because it says we have 2,200. So I think we would gain 10 life-ish. And 10 life out of 2,200 is 0.4%. So it's a 0.6% gain and only a 0.2% offensive gain, and I would lose. Now, again, that 1.5% is physical damage. So even if you cut it in half, we're talking about 0.75 to 0.7, 0.8. I'd say lean on the, it's really probably less than half because you're not fighting magic wielders half the time. So I would say, let's even call it like a percent damage. I think it's worth it. I'm going to keep the blue. Typically, I would like to go on the err on the side of on DPS, but that is just such a drop in physical, in armor, that it's just not worth it. Alright, so we're going to now turn in this other one, and we're going to pick up Noble Deaths.
Well met. For the Alliance.
Condessa, have you been traveling to the foothills and mountains again? What news do you bring?
This is translated from a letter you found in a Syndicate.
He reads the letter.
This was not written by a thief or even a noble of Alterac. It appears the Syndicate has ties to another power, and I shudder to think what that might be.
Okay, so now I'm not picking up Dark Council.
Greetings.
We're going to pick up Noble
I
Deaths.
fear the leadership behind the Syndicate is bent on South Shore's ruin. We must strike hard at these leaders before their plans are realized. Enter the ruins of Strombrad in the Alterac Mountains to the north. We think the Syndicate is using the area as a headquarters. We know this gang of cutthroats is run by former Alterac nobles. They may be hiding as normal Syndicate agents, but you'll know you've killed a noble by the signet ring he wears. Bring me those signet rings.
And this makes sense also because what are the Syndicate? Well, they are the former group of Paranold, his and the nobles that served him in the Alterac Mountains region, the region that was part of the Alliance, still technically is, but was thrown into chaos when they betrayed the Alliance in order to help out the Horde, because at that point in time, the Horde had already won the first war, and the feeling was pretty... it was pretty dire. The war was rough at that point in time, and Paranold just felt that the Horde was most likely going to win this war. To be fair, he was worked on heavily by Deathwing and Onyxia in their human form, so he was being manipulated, but he was easy to manipulate, and he was pretty, he was a piece of crap, essentially. So the Syndicate is the remaining people that were part of his ultimately corrupt regime, and the mercenaries they have been using to fortify themselves. So it's essentially at this point in time a criminal organization. I'm not even going to go pick up the ensorcelled parchment right now. We're just going to go start getting these rings, and then we're not going to turn it in. This is where we're going to work on the real triggering zone. Okay. So we're going to stay on the road. Now, we could be picking up other things. We could be making this go faster. But for the sake of this quest, we're not going to do that. For the sake of this trigger, we are being slow and methodical. And then the next episode, we should finish everything. We're going to go just up into picking up the Assassin's quest. That's all we're going to do on this episode. We're going to kill an assassin, pick up that quest. And then that's it. That's that once we've proven it, then tomorrow's episode we'll finish off this entire zone. It's mithril, but I think it's underground. Alright, so we can kill any syndicate. These are the higher level syndicate. It looks like there's nothing here, but they are mostly invisible. So, yep, there's one right there. These guys are actually worth XP. Level 35s. So, this is where we can start fighting syndicate spies. And they said most of these guys are mercenaries, but some of them are the actual paranormal crime family, the nobles. And that's what we want to kill. We want to kill the ones that are of the nobility. And that's what we're going to do. Oh, see, this Shadow Mage, darn it. Apparently this Shadow Mage cannot drop it, so I shouldn't have fought this one. Whoa, she turned herself into a dual-wielding skeleton. Okay, I hear one. There. But it's nice to fight ones that are worth XP. There's another one right there, so we'll go get that one next. These guys will, the spies, yeah, I was gonna say, the spies typically run, just be ready for that. Also, you can see the mark of the Syndicate there. That is, I think, like a defunct thing, like something that was never implemented. I think they originally wanted, I mean, you can get rep with the Syndicate, so I think, but why would you turn in marks for that? Like, I just think this is a half-baked concept. They never really, look, that's an ogre right there. I don't want to fight the ogres. Here, another stuff there. And we haven't gotten in a single ring yet, so that kind of blows. But this is also why I said go in my instructions, go get the stuff for this quest. Have it all satisfied and ready to roll. Then, like, don't try to make your timing be around getting these rings, because as you can see, that the drop rate sucks. And I mean, we'll go fight other ones. There's places where they're more densely put together, and like we can. There we go. We got our first one. At least you only need 7. But the fact that the mages don't give us any, that's annoying. I hear one in the vicinity. I can hear their feet, and I hear the stealth sound. That's them right there. There's a dead body right there. That's why this place is annoying, because maybe we're hearing the ones inside. That's probably what it is. Okay. Don't see them. There's gotta be people around here. Well, I know there are. There's one. Okay. We could turn on our stealth perception too if I really wanted to, but it only lasts for 30 seconds. Yeah, 20 seconds. Hey, we got a second ring. That's good. 5 to go. And we can leave this little area if we want. We walk right up on that. We can leave this little area and go fight non-stealthy ones if we want to go a little further, but this place is fine, in my opinion, to fight them. Great. And we're getting silk. Look at that. Getting silk, that's good. We want that. Oh, I can hear... I mean, I see someone over there fighting. Okay, so there's a spy right there. And again, like I pointed out before, they have the orange, the classic parent old orange. That's a callback to Warcraft 2 as well. Alright, come on. Come on, you spy. Sometimes I really feel like the way you're standing, the geometry of the actual levels, does reduce your chance to hit. I really think that's a thing. Alright, see, that's an Argus. Oh, that's a Syndicate Wizard. They can. Argus. Shadow Mages. That's who doesn't. I think I just triggered that Shadow Mage. Yeah. Now I gotta fight him. Sure. Okay, so... there's the Shadow Mage. So for whatever reason, these Shadow Mages can't be nobles. So I guess because the Argus people are not originally part of the group, they are just... I don't know. They're part of like the... who they've allied with. I hear more little... There he is. I hear one again. Okay, so we have 3 rings so far. 4 to go. About halfway-ish. A bit less. There, we got our 4th ring. That's great. 3 to go. 3 to go. This is probably why they wanted help, too. Okay, what's going to hurt me, though, is they might... Okay. Did not get a ring on that one. We are fighting back-to-back wizards. Yeah, and I hate this, too. The fact that they will actually run to get that space in is annoying. Didn't get a ring on that one, either. Okay, so still need 3. What is inside this home? There's probably a rogue spy, I mean. Somewhere in the ballpark. No, but we got ourselves a wizard. Oh man, 2 of them. He's running downstairs. We don't want that. We want him to be able to... Yeah. Come out. My mana's a little bit low. Gotta save it. Not gonna ring on that one. Okay. Well, at least I had enough mana to set up the combo. The Crusader Judgment to Seal of Command combo. Alright, so nothing there. Let's go in the bag and eat some of our clams. I don't really think there's any water. I do have this South Shore alcoholic beverage, but that doesn't really do anything for me. I drank all of my juice when we were doing that troll stuff last night, so kind of screwed on that. We need more liquid in life. Okay. There was another person. I think it might have just been a Shadow Mage. Yeah, I don't want to fight that guy. There's a chest up here. Let's go for it. Fight it for the solid chest. Which I think it's dumb that these Argus Shadow Mages don't, but I guess it makes sense. Argus is not the same thing as Syndicate. They're just they've just teamed up together. What did I get? I got some healing potions, which is fine. King's blood, useless. And a golden bark apple, pretty much useless. Alright, let's find more stealthy guys. We can look in these other buildings too. We didn't not clear out any of these buildings. I heard a stealthy dude. It's like stealthing right inside here. Yeah. He dodged me. How dare you dodge me, you dirty little spy. I got the Vindication. Did not get. There's another spy. Okay. Maybe he's a noble. He was kind of hiding in the background, so that's kind of noble-ish behavior. We need to find like barrels of drink or whatever, because I need some. Got him. No, he was a syndicate. I already knew you were a syndicate, you bozo. Okay, there's a guy. A third spy. We killed that wizard too. In just a mo. Why? Okay. All right, he's gonna run like a jerk. Ooh, nice. I decapitate. I like clotheslined him with my axe as he tried to run by. Okay, here we go. Let's take a peek down here. Another wizard. All right. I can get down with that. There is a food crate, not a drink crate. I wanted a drink crate. That's a shadow mage back there. Okay, none of these people. Yeah, I don't need the shadow mage or the food crate. I got plenty of food. I make my own food. But I would have liked some drink. Alright, let's go upstairs. See who we can get on the upstairs. This is where we had to fight our way. If you remember, we already fought our way through this place when we were coming up here to free the guy. Oh look, another chest. That's cool. Maybe we'll get lucky and get some drink out of that one. Dang, we are not getting lucky. We were going on a dry streak with our ring. We still need 3 of these signet rings. We got some juice. 1 pack of juice. We got some iron ore. I like that. And some... The mana potion. That's cool. Okay, and we got a ring right there. That's great. I will also take the mana potion too. Okay. Okay, we're fighting... This is the jailer guy. We don't need to fight him. He just tried to kick us. And we got a ring. See, there's the horde guy. We can kill the jailer if we want. Don't need to. I'm out of mana. Oh, I need to use this. Let's breathe fire in his face. That's great. Super cool. Okay. I'm also drunk now. And we got 2 rings. 3 rings. No, 2 while we were up in there. We need 1 more ring. Yep, a little bit drunk. Just a little drunk. Not like hammered. It says that there's a spy. Where? I saw the spy. There he is. So my cursor saw it anyway. Alright, just 1 more ring. We just gotta find 1 more. Oh, look, there's a barrel of sweet nectar too. Perfect. Felt like there had to be some around here. Come on. I know I'm drunk, but should still be able to fight. Love it. Dang it. Give me that barrel of sweet nectar. Who will have the final ring I need? Okay, got 3 more, so we have 4 total sweet nectars now. I hear people stealthing around. Okay, I'm gonna make this guy come to me. Come on. he might even... He can only run so far in this little building, too. Dang it. I think it was tricky when we came in here. That's a Shadow Mage. I don't care about him. I do want this guy. There we go. Okay. Got a good hit on him, too. Come on, be the one. Be the one. Yeah. Alright, we're done with these guys. Now we can go back and begin the actual process. Now, I am worried. Here's my one worry. The people that were here, that hunter, they were clearly doing this quest too. So if they are still here and they're not out running around doing other things, if they went right back to go turn it in, they may have triggered the event. But it will still show you the veracity of my system. Well, no, there they are. No, that's a different one. That's Missy, the Night Elf Hunter. Not the same one. Bummer. But maybe they're up here killing ogres and stuff too. And maybe they even went to go fully do Parental Tiara. And they've got that one. And so if they're out there doing their other side stuff, then we might be okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are now going to go back to town, and we're going to do this next step of the process that I described. We are going to return and wait we're going to wait 15 minutes before we turn the quest in to make sure they did not already turn it in. At the end of this time, I'd patrol the town and check all 4 assassin spawn locations just to be extra safe. Okay. That's what we're going to do right now. So we do have, again, where are we on time on record? We are at 2 hours, we're just over 2 hours, but I owe you guys a lengthy one because I haven't been on, and this is really just about it. So it's going to take us at most about 30 minutes from where we're at. We're still going to put that into play. It's 5, well, we'll look at the timer, but it's basically, I don't think a full 15 minutes is even really truly necessary. But we'll wait. So when we get there, it's going to be about 5:47. So we are going to need to wait until 6:02. At which point I'm going to turn in Noble Deaths, and we're also going to kind of chill near where the guy is. We're going to patrol the town. We're going to get our fishing done in this time. So it's not like we're going to do nothing. And we're just going to check things out and see how it goes. Alright, so in that time, it might trigger by these other people. So that's the South Shore quest guy. I'm not turning that in. So let's look at the actual areas. We're going to start there. So you come back here. This is typically where the first pair spawns with some guards. There are no extra guards back here, so I can already tell it is not... That first phase is either already done or hasn't been done yet. The second phase will come here. The town cryo will come and run in. I don't see that happening. And the third phase will just happen out front. No town crier. They'll spawn right here. Obviously, they're not right there. And then finally, somewhere in the vicinity of like these shacks, on the outskirts of these other buildings, you'll get another patch. Just kind of run around and look for guys. So that's probably a horde character that got a little too close to South Shore. Died. So you kind of just go around and look and see, but you'll sometimes get some other guys around here on these little outskirt areas. I don't see any, so I think we're okay.
Greetings.
So let's go ahead and sell some of our stuff. I don't want to sell that. I decided I'm not going to use that. Boom, 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 boom. Don't need the liquor. I'm going to keep all that. That can get sold. Okay, so we're all good on this stuff. I like it.
Be careful.
This is a forge, I think. Yeah, so we could smelt while we're sitting right here. Smelt my iron, not my steel. get some of that irons out in my bag. Now we have enough too where we could make up one thing with our blacksmithing. So maybe we could do that while we're standing around waiting too. So remember, we're going until about 2 after. So if I stick with this, I need 5 steel. That's fine. Or 6 iron. Now the difference with the 5 steel is I would need the heavy grinding stones, 2 of those. That's also fine. Let's make some heavy grinding stones. I can make 1. And I have 17 already in my bag. Any golden skeleton keys? No, I might, before I put those in the stash area, I will make them out. Alright, so what do I need to make this? I need to make the steel, which means I need coal. I need 5 total steel. And I have 5 coal, so perfect. That's what I'm gonna do. And that will also get the coal out of my bag because I had bought 5 extra. So that's great. That's actually really good. Okay, cool. And then now we are going to build with blacksmithing those bracers, golden scale bracers. They're just regular. We just sell them. And this will get me up to 190, which is beyond.
What can I do for you?
We can now learn the next level of blacksmithing in Ironforge next time we go there, so that's cool. So that's good. I like that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and make another sweep right now. Every 5-ish minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and make a sweep. Obviously, nothing right here. And you don't see any chatter from the guards. This is the most important area to come check back here. I see nothing happening, so I'm not gonna... Sweeping over by the shacks, I doubt it. We know that that's not. It shouldn't be on phase 4 right now, basically.
Greetings.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do some of our fishing. We want to get our fishing up to 215. And this will be the kind of the big deal here. And we have time. We actually could fish. We can get ahead on our fishing game. We have 10 minutes. We've killed 5 so far. So we have 10 minutes more of waiting just to be safe. And like I said, every 5 minutes, I'm going to get up and go check. Oof, my sternum hurts quite a bit right now. It's kind of a lingering issue that I had. When I was about 14, I was like just being like typical middle school boy. And or I don't remember if this middle school or high school, I don't know. But I had a buddy named Keith. Shout out to Keith. I haven't talked to him in years. We just kind of fell off. But we were friends all through middle school and high school. Really close friends. Really, really, really close. And he went into the military and went in that direction. I went off to college, and we just never really... nothing bad ever happened. We just kind of grew apart, you know. We went our separate ways, and yeah, he had some life things that happened, and I wonder if perhaps, I mean, we had some conversations when I was over the years. All right, we gained 1 point of fishing, but yeah, it's I don't know. I can't do a post-mortem on that whole friendship, but at this point in time, we were like wrestling around, and he was a pretty solid dude, like probably a little taller than me back then, and definitely, well, I mean, I was a little chunky middle schooler too, but he still probably had, I don't know, he probably had a few pounds on me for sure, but either way, it doesn't even matter because he was a big dude. Well, basically, I kind of like flopped back into this chair. Don't remember if I got thrown there, and it was like a wrestling match. Like, we were laughing, we weren't out to hurt each other, and then he like jumped up to do some kind of, I don't know, kill strike on me, and he came down knee first onto my sternum, and there was just this super loud, sickening pop you could just hear throughout the room, and it hurt like a mother. And I didn't do anything about it. Also, what can you really do? But I don't know if I dislocated it, if he cracked it, if he fractured it. But basically, that sucker hurt. And he felt bad. Like, he was like, oh. But it was kind of like one of those laughing where I'm like rolling, going like, ugh. And he's like, oh man. Like we knew that I got hurt on that one. And it's never been the same. That was almost 30 years ago, and dude scarred me for life. I always, whenever there's bad weather or just periodically from time to time, it's like I'll aggravate that old wound, and that's what makes me think it was either like a fracture that never healed properly, or like maybe like an orbital like joint fracture where a rib is attached to the sternum. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it got me good. And so every now and then it'll just hurt real bad, and then if I just move in certain ways, like if I'm going through a period where it's really aggravated, and I don't know what aggravated it this time in the past couple days. It's happened a couple days ago. All right, we just gained a second point, gained 2 points of fishing, and we're about a minute and a half or so away from going to make a little sweep of the town. But again, we've heard nothing from the town criers. I'm not. Those people, as long as those people don't come and trigger the turn-in, that's what could hurt us. If someone triggers this event, but then it's okay. Because if someone comes and triggers the event by turning it in that same 1 to 2 minute window, well, it's impossible to say which one of us will have done it, but it's really moot, because they will start the same cycle. It'll just be a minute or two earlier than what we did. I don't see these people in town. Briella the Hunter. Oh, they just logged. There was a Briella the Hunter that now disappeared. I think we're going to be okay. Ooh, let's go fish that floating wreckage, actually. Because you can sometimes get some neat stuff out of the floating wreckage. Oh, you know what? Let's go check. Let's go do our sweep first. Okay, so there's a level 60. I'm sure they're not here for the South Shore quest. They're probably on their way to a dungeon or something. Alright, so again, we're going to start by coming back here. I see the guards are in their normal spot. They typically appear right here, right next to those trees. So that means we're not inside that window. Just to be sure, kind of come take a peek over here. They're not stealthed in front of this. They're not stealthed in front of this. And then you can come look over here. Farmer Kent is one of the two triggering people. So that's why people address where he's at. It has nothing to do with where he's padding, though, because he will change his path or whatever to go be part of the scripted event. He's one of the ones that are assassinated. See how he's coming down to town? So I'm going to get myself ready just in case. But since he's walking here, if they had triggered it, he will be murdered. And that's the second phase of the thing, I think. Or no, that's what kicks it off. I'm pretty sure maybe his death kicks the whole thing off. I don't know. Alright, so we're still about 4 minutes out from me going and starting my own triggering of the time cycle. Or we might be proving that this whole dang thing is wrong. I don't know. I hope not. I feel pretty confident. And again, you see no NPC chatter, so that's a good sign too. Oh, we got a watertight trunk from that one. We might have been just past it because I got Rainbow Fin Albacore. Strangle Kelp, while it seems like, oh man, I got Strangle Kelp sells for like a silver each. So it's not the worst, especially early in your Warcraft leveling career. Getting a Strangle Kelp out of one of these is actually not bad shakes, because getting a whole silver just from one thing you fished up is pretty good. Okay, we're at 213. We got 2 trunks and a silver Strangle Kelp. Look, we got 5 leather. We can save that. And then we also gained a cloth shoulder, 5 intellect, 4 spirit. That's a pretty solid green caster shoulder. Can't complain about that. And we're still at fishing 213. We just hit 213 with that last one, so that's good. All right, we're about 2 minutes off from me going to turn this in. Extra casual hunter looking for a real casual leveling guild. Does that matter? I mean, I'm not casual, but my style is such that I level at a casual pace. Like the guild that I'm in, where I finally hit 49 the other day, they're probably like, dude, this guy has been... People have probably gotten multiple 60s in the time that it takes me to get a level. Ooh. See that laugh? That got the old sternum. Alright, so again, I don't see anything spectacular happening. I don't see anything indicating that this event has been triggered. We're going to go do one more sweep as soon as it hits to be 6:02, and then we're going to go turn in the quest, which will start our actual timer. So the fact that nothing has occurred means no one with the proper triggering conditions has turned in noble deaths this time. And then we will wait about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're at 214. That's great. Almost done our entire fishing for the level that we need. Okay, we're gonna go make a sweep around the town. There's Farmer Kent, still strolling. Okay. So, here is Missy. Now, she may be going to turn in that quest right now, for all I know. I don't know. Okay. There's a dead spider, so someone was back there. It might have been the guards, though. But something was back there killing, whether it was a human or whether those NPCs got too close. Okay, then you check right here. There are none. Check out in the front. There are none. Come around the back and kind of check around here. I usually don't bother with this one very much because we would have noticed if any of these other waves happened. So unless this was the final wave, yeah, there can be guards that spawn on the outskirts out there. I don't exactly know where they are, to be honest. The ones that spawn on the outskirts, I don't 100% know. Alright, so now we are going to go turn in, which is going to start the event timer. If someone turned it in the past 15 minutes, we will trigger very soon. If no one did, then we're going to trigger after. We're not picking up anything else.
Go with honor, friend.
Have you been hunting the syndicates? You have those rings.
Stripping the syndicate of its nobility will remove its ability to act decisively and reduce it to nothing more than a gang of thugs. You serve your alliance well, adventurer.
Okay.
The letter you brought...
So, we have now started a timer. When I did this, it took me 11 minutes, so somewhere in that 10 to 15 minute range is when things are going to happen for us. So, first, we can fish for a little bit. Since we're on complete waiting right now, no reason why we can't kill a little time. But we're going to keep our eyes on the 6 back there, and just because even if we get, whatever, we get a... So we did it about 6:03, so in somewhere in that ballpark of the 6:15 time, give or take a couple minutes, this should work. And one of the things that really makes me feel like this is the quest is a lot of people believe that it is noble deaths that have done this. That's the triggering quest, and I think it's because of what we're doing right now, because most of the time this would work. But then you have the naysayers out there saying, no, it's not true. This is not the trigger, how you trigger the quest, and that's because of the other factors that I've listed, in my opinion. Now, we might be wholly wrong. I might be wholly wrong, but I don't think I am. So we haven't done anything different. This is the exact conditions I did to create this quest last time. So either it was a coincidence or whatever, but I'm pretty freaking confident. No, we got to go back to the drawing board, and we got a lot of work to do in our life here. And I got lucky last time, but I just don't believe in that. It doesn't. It seemed to be too. It seemed to be too. There seemed to be too much causality between what I did. But obviously right now is where we're really in the pee pants zone, because this is, for the next, 8 minutes or so, this is really where I'm going to stress, like, is my theory correct? See nothing. People can also screw it up for you too. You don't want other players to screw it up for you, but they can. Okay, so we're at 215. I'm going to get a couple points ahead on the old fishing, because we're still a little bit out of my time. I think maybe at around 6:10-ish. The other thing that really helps us is there will be that NPC chatter. But we'll move to an active waiting game in a few minutes. But I truly think that nothing's going to happen right away. So there's the South Shore Guard patrolling in the middle of the town. Right now, everything is quiet. 6:07. So we've been about 4 minutes in. 4 minutes of waiting so far. That's nothing. These are the guys over here. What's that? Oracle. Yeah, this is the moment of truth. Oh man, whoops, I moved like a tiny pinch. It's the moment of truth for me, so I'm like a scientist here that's now got to the final step of the experiment and I'm waiting to see, is my hypothesis, is my theorem correct? And if not, I'm sad. Again, I'm not seeing. Now you see Farmer Kent walk through the town. Some people believe there are some theories where there's an association between his movement. That's that rogue that was just over there killing some murlocs. Okay. Now we've really waited the full 5 minutes. This is like the most painful waiting right now, because the clock is now, there you go, there's one extra fishing point that we've done. It's just, you're like, oh man, there's people waiting in the middle of town. So maybe just not seeing anything. You'll see, because someone will run up right here and an assassin will kill them. That's how it all begins. And I don't remember if it's Farmer Kent or not. He's patrolling back and forth, so he might be tied into it. I can't remember if it's Farmer Kent who's killed on the first wave. I kind of think maybe it is. He's walking off that way. But I'm pretty sure what happens is like a town crier will run in, like a guard or something, runs into the middle of town and is like, "Arr!" Yeah, it's 6. I can't do it. I got to go into patrol mode soon. I'm too antsy. So yeah, it was at 6:03. So I think there you go. So actually, I can't even. When I equip my axe, get my buff going on, and I'm gonna sell to this guy that 1 silver. I'm gonna keep that. Rainbow fin albacore. I don't think we have to worry about cooking that. Oh, I have a spider sausage I can make. No, I don't. So I will make that spider sausage, but other than that, these can go. Okay, and then let's go cook the spider sausage real quick. Okay, so we keep an eye out here. What I'm going to do is run behind. We're going to cook this spider sausage. White spider meat. I don't know if I have more. That was good. That's a point of cooking. What if I already had some in my bag? No, but it's fine. It just replaced the spot that the meat had. Alright, so now we're going to get up on mount. We're going to spend the next few minutes patrolling back and forth. So back here is where they, remember, this is where I believe they are going to spawn. We're going to book it right to be back here at that time. That wanted auto and falcon rest, that quest sucks. We are going to need help for it. Okay. So we are waiting. We're at 6:11. I think if it's an 11-minute timer, which maybe not exactly 11 minutes, but if I do hit 11 minutes last time, at 6:14 is when this should occur. So we are in the 3 minutes, final 3 minutes of waiting. These guys up here are the ones that most likely trigger it. Okay. Bartolo. That's for Bartolo's Yeti for a cloak. There's Farmer Kent walking. Okay. He might walk down and get killed. I don't know. Because we are super close. We are 2 minutes away. That guy just ran off. So I don't know if he gets killed right here or not. But I still think we're a couple minutes. Yeah, he's working. He's making these loops around town. I don't even remember if he's the first one to get killed. Okay, a guard just spawned in right there. Coincidence? I don't know. But that guard just spawned in right there. Might be coincidence. It might be not. Okay. Who's that guy? Yeah, see, that's a different dude, too. Like an event guy. See some guards. Okay, we're about 1 minute away from when I think our... It's been 10 minutes right now. So now I think in the next 5 minutes is when I think it's going to trigger. I don't think 11 minutes is the automatic timer. I think it's probably like also a modulo thing there where we're going to have about a 5-minute window for that to open up. Here's a guard walking, patting down. There's Farmer Kent just chilling right there. Okay, he's coming back around. So it's possible, and maybe his path is the other thing that is tied to this. Maybe that's why it's like from 11 to 15, because now we're at 11 minutes.
How are you?
Okay, stop for a second. Look at him right there. He's scaring me. Is he about to get murdered? What is he doing? See, that's weird that he stands right there. I don't see any guys back here. What's going on? What are you doing, Farmer Kent? We're right at that 11-minute mark right now. Does he get murdered? Does he get murdered right here in the middle of town? I don't remember. I don't even remember if he's the one that gets murdered. Okay, well now he's walking down there and I'm worried. Okay, coming back around here. See that those guys got killed. Don't see them back here yet. I don't know where the look, he was gone for a second, or maybe that was just pop in. Oh no. Okay, so now it's been basically 12 minutes. It's all right. We're still inside of our reasonable window here. I'm still hopeful. Although I am definitely getting scared. There's Farmer Kent walking back. Will he be killed? Will Farmer Kent be killed? Oh crap. I don't remember how... I feel like I remember like seeing a guard run in right here. Come on. Walking back off behind the building. I mean, I'm going to give it some time. If you look at the map too, assassin contract. We need that. Okay, not seeing it as of yet. Keep going back and forth and patrolling for a few minutes. We'll give it a few more minutes just to see. Hey, is there something around here? But this might be me being wrong, or I screwed it up, or something like, or I didn't. We were at the end of that wave and I didn't quite hit it. I don't know, but this feels crappy. All right. Okay, so it's been about 14-ish minutes, which does not bode well. Now we're coming up right around 15 minutes since it triggered. I'm not going to give up. I'll give it like 5 more minutes, and we'll see what happens. Because this whole time we would have... Okay, well, bummer. Bumsky Wumsky. I guess I'll just keep patrolling. The problem is you also don't want to get like too far away because you're going to need to run back here and kill these guys when they first pop out. Alright, well, that is not looking good for my theory. Dang it. There's Farmer Kent. He's back on the path. Giving up yet. And And so if this doesn't work, what I'll do is I'll just camp this as much as I can over the next few days, or over the rest of today, and see. Well, we'll work tomorrow. I'll attempt some camping. That'll be part of it, and if the camping doesn't work, tomorrow we'll also, we'll be here playing questing, so that will give us another opportunity to get the quest in. Yeah, yikes, it's been about 17 minutes now. 16, 17, somewhere in that ballpark. So, now I'm starting to become less optimistic, for sure. Bummer. Yeah, I don't, temporary guards despawned after 10 to 15 minutes. Because this person came in. I felt like that was a temporary guard. That one's new, but I might be wrong. There's Farmer Kent walking in the path down. Look, he stopped right there. Ah, that's not. That doesn't matter. Just don't know if he's going to stay there. Because he goes kind of near that temporary guard. And I just don't know. Don't remember. Kind of watch him for a minute. And then I'll go back to the researching of what people say. Just looking at some of that. And head back behind here too. Not seeing anyone. So he's coming back out on the road. Wonder if he will get smoked. No. I remember it kind of happening around here. So he's made his patrol. He's out. Bummer. So what I said is basically the town crier will run into town, and shortly thereafter the town crier is assassinated. A pair of assassins spawn behind the town hall near a pair of guards. After that, Farmer Kent will cry out, and you'll get another chance in the town center. So Farmer Kent is the second wave, not the first. The town crier will come in and shout, and that's what will do it. So, yeah, we've now waited 20 minutes, and no spawn. So unless the timer window from when it originally spawns is bigger than I thought, we're probably screwed. That's a real big bummer. I really thought. Let's move down a little bit. Really thought we had a chance here. Really thought there was something positive. But clearly I've missed something. So either the time window is bigger than I anticipated, or there's Farmer Kent again, or it doesn't matter because it's the town crier that we really need to see. Runs into town and cries that things have happened. I don't know where they run from. So loving memory of Jesse Morales. Looked at that before. Dang, fat bummer. Big fat bummer. Farmer Kent, again, just chilling out behind these buildings. If you just see that town, I can't believe though, it's so weird that I do all this last time and the town crier, so So what we're saying is that everything that I did before was for a waste, and it was all a coincidence. Ah, that sucks. Yikes. I think it's weird when people run backwards like that. I really, really, really felt like I had something going here, and I'm bummed that I didn't. Yeah, that's just a lame. Yeah, did anybody else say? So this person, no, that's me. They waited 3-4 hours. Few mobs spawned right in the town center. There was no yelling or announcement. That depends. Either 40 minutes before nor 10 minutes after they first spawned. The same group behind the town hall spawned twice, 2 minutes apart. So that's good to know too. So you get 2 chances. The only thing, yeah, my hope, my desperate prayer of a hope is that I'm just wrong and it's more like a 30-minute window. But that could be completely wrong. So, you know, it is what it is. We're going to keep doing, what we'll do is, I'll leave this off to pick things up tomorrow. I mean, to, you know, kind of camp it out a little bit here. I'll keep popping back in between all the things I do and checking on this sporadically. Not worried about Farmer Ken. I wonder if this stupid guy is throwing it off. He's not typically there because he is...
You there. You look able-bodied. We need your aid in defending South Shore. The blasted Forsaken are all riled up because it's Hallow's End.
Yeah,
Their celebration will no doubt be leading them right
this
to
guy
our
is...
doorstep. If you've got the time, we really could use your
the
help.
Halloween thing. So I wonder if he's screwing it up. That doesn't really feel like that should be the case. But you know what? There's a lot of things that just don't make sense about this quest. Jeez. They spawn by the easternmost grave in the graveyard north of the tower. And 2 by the southeastern corner of the fenced farmland plot. So that could be part of it, is that I screwed up the turn-in. Because it says they spawn way up here. So I should have come up here. It says, what was it? Easternmost grave in the graveyard north of town. So we already looked at that graveyard. Easternmost grave. So basically right over here. Should have come over here and checked that out. That's another spawn spot. Okay. And then... southeastern corner of the fenced farmland plot near the river. Yeah, southeastern corner. So they're saying more spawn over here. Right around here. Okay, so that's other spawn spots that you can check when I should have been more like thoroughly checking. I didn't have an issue with that before, so worry about that. Thanks. Another group by the docks near the town hall signal. That probably means sign. So another group right around here. Bummer. And another 2 between the docks and the inn. Yeah, right over there. Those are the easy ones. Near the 2 toilet wood buildings. Oh, right here. So, I gotcha. So more spawn right here. Oh, so they spawn all over when they actually spawn. Most spawn points are within range of the temporary guards. Just search around the groups of where you see spots of 2 guards. That's the thing. I didn't really see anything like that. I didn't see these temporary guards. I saw this one pop in, but other than that, I didn't really see a lot. Crush Rich Bounty. Yeah, bummer, guys. Bummer. So I was really hoping we had solved the mystery here. And I am wrong. I did not solve it. So at least my steps were not complete. There's got to be something that triggers this quest line. Got to be something. So now we're kind of stuck too, because either I can use my second account to try to go over here and trigger this, but other than that, now we're going to be waiting and just hoping other people spawn it, which really sucks. Alright, in about 2 more minutes, we're going to log. And then, or I'll stop the record. I will keep camping this. If I get lucky, I'll have to change my plan, my strategy. I was clearly wrong. There's something I'm missing about this mystery. And that's why when someone said, hey man, I did what you said and it didn't work, well, freak, I'm sorry. That person was right, because now I've done what I've said and it didn't work. Mother stinker. I should have checked those areas more. If I still think I'm on the right track, but if the timer for the spawn is not 15 minutes, if it's more like 30, well then that doubles the time of all the waiting and you might have to do. So it is crazy. Decided to wait. A few minutes, 2 of the guards in front of the building said, protect the magistrate at all costs. They could come from any direction, get to your post, let no invader reach South Shore. At which time I followed the running guards behind the magistrate's building. Yeah, we're not seeing anything like that. I don't see anything from the town magistrate. I just don't see.
The letter you brought me was written by a being who calls himself Nagaz, a member of the Argus Wake. I don't know what this Argus Wake is.
Yeah, it's not Dark Council that does it.
How are you?
Bummer. Bummer, guys, bummer. I don't see the extra guards around town. So that lets me know we're not even close to having it happen right now, because those extra guards aren't here. This patch of dirt is where they think they spawn. That's not where I found them. I found them. I kind of feel like they were right around here. Terrible. A lot of guards already. So being able to determine when there's extras. Is he dead? Or no, he probably just has a Halloween ghostliness about him. Alright, well, that stinks. I was wrong. What I need is like an alert to where I can see, hey, there's... But at least now I know my spawn circle. I need to come, after checking here, I need to check right around here. I need to go around and check over here when I do my run. So if you yourself are clearing, and that could also be, they could have been at the end of the cycle and I didn't catch them right there. Or where was the other one? Up by this grave. So if I just missed these and they were actually over there, then that could be part of what I might have screwed myself up on that, not checking every single spawn point. And then I would have blown my chance at this. I don't see any extra guards. I don't think this is happening anytime soon. Alright, so I'm going to log out here. Like I said, I'm going to camp it. I'll let you guys know if I have success on the next episode. I won't do anything with it. I won't pick the quest up or anything. I'll just get the thing and put it in my bag. But alrighty, so we have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. Bit of a failure on this one. Sorry, but you'll see me tomorrow, and hopefully we will be doing this quest because we will have created success, or at least got lucky with camping. Thank you everybody so much for watching, for listening, and tuning in, and you'll see me next time on Lore of Warcraft.